Holmes. I am the Advanced Placement Coordinator at Allen High School, and I would like to talk you through advanced and AP course selection for the 2021 to 2022 school year. Here's what's in this video. So very typically when we give this presentation in person, we cover a lot of ground. And so what I would like to tell you about, about advanced placement, what the classes are like, program philosophy, reasons you would want to take an AP course. I'm going to let you know about a name change to our pre-AP IB classes. We are no longer referring to them as that. They will now be called advanced classes. And then just some information about course scheduling, college credit, college admissions information, which if you hear nothing else in this presentation, I would love for you to pay close attention to that slide. GPA and course weights. We've also made some adjustments to course weights and how we will adjust GPA for those courses. And then a couple of FAQs. So advanced courses in general are good options for students who have the time to commit to the workload for the course, that can complete their work independently. And I don't mean without the help of a teacher. I mean when there is an assignment, they are able to get through it on their own. Students who really want to get ready for college and career. So even if you're not headed straight to college, an advanced class will help you with some of the challenges that career brings, whether that's workforce, military, etc. We also want to offer advanced courses to students who like to learn. If you don't like to learn, then those courses really are a slog. What we don't want is for you to pick an advanced class because you are scared of taking an on-level class because of GPA weight. There's more to come about that conversation. And we also don't want you to make course choices based on what your friends are taking, because that really is not a good way to build your own schedule, because you're going to have to live your schedule. We want to make you pick choices that are appropriate for you. An advanced class, with the work that it entails, is going to ultimately make you a better reader, much better writer, and hopefully a more critical thinker. So let's talk about the name change for pre-AP IB. So beginning in fall 2021, we are no longer calling pre-AP IB classes pre-AP IB classes. And that is to do with the College Board copywriting the name pre-AP and then charging what we feel is an exorbitant fee to use that copyright. And so we have decided as a district that we will not move forward with the official College Board branding, and that we will instead call these classes advanced. And so that change begins next fall. Right now, you're going to see us updating everything across our various websites that had pre-AP IB on it. You're going to see the word advanced on it. And so as I am recording this presentation, the Academic Planning Guide, which is our huge document that lists every class we offer, scheduling philosophy, information about graduation, everything academics in that document. So right now we're in the process of getting that updated, and so it lists every formerly pre-AP IB class now called advanced in that document. So an advanced course is going to prepare you for eventual entry into an AP class, an IB class, dual credit class, CTE class. All of these courses are open enrollment, and any student can take them provided that they have met the prerequisites. What I mean by that is you cannot take Advanced Spanish 3 if you do not have credit for Advanced Spanish 2. You cannot take Advanced Algebra 2 if you don't have credit for Advanced Geometry. That's what I mean by prerequisites, and those are all listed in the Academic Planning Guide. Advanced Placement is a College Board product, and so the College Board is the entity that not only is in charge of delivering AP courses and exams, but they also are in charge of the SAT, they're in charge of the PSAT, they are one half of the partnership that determines our national merit semifinalists, commended, and finalists. They are a huge force in the college admissions game. And so what they believe is that a high school student should have access to college level material while they're still in high school to hopefully prepare them for college level work and also reduce the amount of time that they are in college and the amount of money they have to pay for college classes. And so if you take an AP class, there will be an AP exam offered at the end of it. If you choose to register for that exam and you get a qualifying score on that exam, if the school that you attend will accept the credit, then you can either not have to take that class in the subject again, or you can get advanced placement, meaning they place you further beyond in the content area. And all of that depends on the college's credit policies and your degree plan. So advanced placement courses are open enrollment. We do not gatekeep advanced placement courses. There are some grade level restrictions. For example, Physics C, which is engineering calculus, that class is open to 12th graders, and all of that is disclosed in the academic planning guide. Prerequisites are also in the academic planning guide. So as you choose your schedule, some things to keep in mind with AP. Do you have time to devote to the class? You know, if you're someone that is playing a club sport and working a job and you have enormous responsibilities at home, all of those things are great things to help build character, and, you know, especially with sports and things, we want you involved extracurricularly. But are you going to have time to deal with the class, first of all? Think about previous classes in the same subject area. Did you pass them? Number one. If you didn't pass them or barely pass them, moving on into an advanced placement class in the same subject area is probably going to prove a little bit challenging for you. Also, are you choosing classes that are going to run parallel to your goals? And that goes back to what I was saying about choosing a class based on what you are interested in and what you want to do, and not simply picking a class that your friends are in. So as you go to build your schedule, those are some things to keep in mind. This is a list of the AP courses we offer at Allen High School. This list is also in the academic planning guide. Some questions I always get about this list of courses. So Calculus AB and Calculus BC. So those classes are not meant to be taken one after the other. You take either AB Calc or BC Calc. AB is the easier of the two, and AB and BC don't mean anything. Those are just letters that the College Board invented with the course. The entire AB curriculum is covered in the fall of BC Calc. And so if you want a calculus class that's a little bit less rigorous, then AB Calc is a great choice. If you want the most rigorous calculus option that we offer, then BC Calc is what you want to pick. I also get questions about world history. You will see that it says World History Modern. A couple years ago, the College Board split the World History curriculum into World History Ancient and World History Modern, and our school has chosen to offer World History Modern. Course scheduling. So 10th graders, you have to have a privilege period. You're required to have one. 11th graders, you can earn up to 2 privilege periods. 12th graders, you can earn up to 3 privilege periods. AP courses meet both at Allen High School and at the STEAM Center. And so keep in mind when you are building your schedule the travel time that will involve. Again, I can't say this enough, which is why I keep saying it. Select courses based on your interest. If you're under the impression that taking 7 AP courses is going to make some sort of difference in college admissions, this is not accurate. I've been involved with college admissions for 14 years, very high-level college admissions, and they are not looking at a transcript and laying weight on the kid that took 14 AP classes versus the kid that took 6 and giving preference to the kid that took 14. That's just not how college admissions work. And so they don't they don't base admissions decisions on your GPA, your class rank. I'll talk about a little bit more about that in a minute, but a lot of the times kids pick AP courses because of the GPA weight that they involve, and we are really trying to steer you away from that being the only reason you pick an AP class. Pick what's interesting to you, leave some room in your schedule so that you can get the work done, and you will have a much more balanced and happy year. Keep in mind also that there are some AP courses, if you choose them, you are in them for the whole year. They are not part of our level change process because there is no course to level down to. So if you enroll in AP Art History, Euro History, French, or Spanish, you are in those courses for the entire year. There is no on-level equivalent for those courses, which means you cannot request a level change from them. So let's talk about how the college credit piece works with an AP exam score. So you take the AP class, you take the exam at the end. And so depending on the score you get on the exam and depending on the college's credit policies, once you are enrolled, you will sit down with your academic advisor and you will look at the courses on your degree plan. You will look at the AP and IB and dual credit that you're coming in with. And then you will start negotiating for which classes you do not have to take. So a lot of colleges award course credit for a score of 3 or higher on an AP exam. A lot of colleges will award credit differently if you get a 3 versus a 4 versus a 5. There are some colleges that award absolutely no credit. If you were looking at an Ivy League school, they intend for you to have their 4-year college experience that they are the architect of, and they are not going to award course credit for an AP exam score. So if you are taking the AP course, the only way to get the college credit from that course is to sit the AP exam. As I mentioned earlier, some colleges won't give you course credit necessarily, but they will use the score to place you appropriately in a particular area. This is true of things like calculus. If you do really well on the BC Calculus or AB Calculus exam, that will place you a little further along in the math requirements if you have a degree plan that's heavily math oriented. So Texas public universities, there's a Senate bill that requires Texas public schools to award credit for AP exam scores of 3 or higher, but they are not required to award credit in the same subject. And so often they will award general elective credit. And so kids sometimes hear that and they think, well, there's no point in taking the AP exam. Well, that's not true. Just like in high school where we have you take elective classes, colleges also require elective credit. And so with a class that's going to earn elective credit, that doesn't mean you shouldn't sit the AP exam. That just means, hey, there's an elective that I'm not going to have to take. And so the way to find out if the exam score is going to be accepted is to look at the college's website. And I wish I could tell you that is an easy process. It is not, because colleges all sort their websites differently and they never put everything in the same place. And so here's UTD's credit table. I chose that one only because it's all easy to read. Not every college credit table is as easy to get information from. So here's how you find this. So you go to the college's website. Every college website has a search engine, and you'll just type in advanced placement. And that will bring you up to whatever part of their website deals with placement testing. And so you can pull up their AP credit table. You're going to see a number of things on there. So you're going to see the name of the subject. You're going to see the exam related to the subject, and then what you get for a score of 3, 4, or 5, or on some colleges, what you get for a score of 4 or 5, or whether they award credit at all. And so where this becomes a little bit time consuming, so you'll see the course numbers, which doesn't really tell you a whole lot until you look at the degree plan for your intended major. That's also a bit difficult to find on college websites, but once you get the degree plan out and you look at the credit that's awarded, then you can see, hey, I'm going to be able to take this class and the lab, or this class and another class completely off of my degree plan for my major. What you're not going to be able to find a lot of the time is the degree plan for your minor, and so sometimes the AP score will help pull credits off of your minor. So anyway, a little bit of a research project for you to figure out how the AP credit is going to work, but also don't get married to the credit table because they update them every year on every website. So I pulled this a couple days ago, so this is what happens to be true for the current school year at UTD. So let's talk about grade point average. I always like to explain what GPA is because I find that kids are very concerned about it and worry about it, but often they don't know what it is. And so, quick explanation of GPA. So we make 8 GPA calculations in grades 9 through 12. We don't calculate after each quarter. Kids always have a moment when they have a quarter grade that they're not happy with because they're terrified that that's going to mean something to a college. It's not. GPA is calculated on the semester grade earned in a class. And so we have updated the GPA tables with new nomenclature. So a level 1 course, which formerly we would call an on-level course, receives a maximum of 4.0 grade points. A level 2 course, which could be a dual credit course. Some of our CTE courses fall under level 2, and the courses that we were formerly referring to as pre-AP IB, which are now advanced, receive a maximum of 4.5 grade points. Level 3 courses, which are advanced placement IB, and some CTE courses receive a maximum of 5.0 GPA points. So in the academic planning guide, there will be a list of every course that carries a level 2 or 3 weight. So the way that GPA works, and this is the GPA table updated with level 3, level 2, level 1. So let's assume a kid gets an 88 for the semester in an English course. So if you look at the bottom of this slide on level 1, if they get an 88 and it's an on-level English course, that's a level 1 course, and so they're going to get awarded 3.4 grade points, which I've circled. If it's an advanced or dual credit English course, they're going to get 3.9 grade points. If it's an AP or IB English course, they're going to get 4.4 grade points. And so what happens at the end of the semester is that Skyward rolls an algorithm and it plots the semester grade against the appropriate grade weight for that course, and then you have your grade point average. It's a rolling cumulative calculation, which means every semester is included when we update GPA. So beginning with the fall semester of the student's 10th grade year, GPA will determine class rank. We do not rank freshmen. We start rank after fall semester of sophomore year. So that means fall semester of freshman year, spring semester of freshman year, fall semester of sophomore year, all roll into the class rank and GPA that are released to students in the spring semester of their sophomore year. And so the student with the highest GPA is ranked first in the class. Student with the lowest GPA is not ranked first in the class. And that's what we use to determine things like top 10%. That's what we use to determine walk order at graduation, so that we can determine top 10, valedictorian, salutatorian. So that's a little bit about the GPA table. So a frequently asked question I get in this presentation is what the drop policy is for an advanced or an AP or IB course. And so current drop policy is students can request a level change after the first 6 weeks and at the end of the first semester. We do not approve all level change requests. We make decisions based on individual student circumstances. And sometimes level change requests are made for reasons that are completely fixable. And so we try to work to fix the things that we can fix. And then if every possible thing that we could try to do to help that kid has absolutely done nothing to help them, then we approve the level change request. And so I mentioned binding enrollment courses, so here's a full list of those. AP Art History, AP Euro History, IB Chinese, AP French, IB German, AP Spanish, IB Spanish. So those classes, if you enroll in them, you've got to stay in them for the whole year. And whatever you pick for your schedule, you're in it for the year. We do not permit students to drop to a privilege period. I want to spend a little bit of time on this slide because I feel like it's something all of you need to hear. So an urban legend is that GPA is going to make the difference in college admissions. And if that were the case, that means that every kid who's ranked in our top 10 would get into every school they apply to. That has never happened. GPA is not the factor that colleges look at. It's not. It's one of many, many things that they look at. So you need to know the GPA tables that I showed you are not the same GPA tables that every high school uses. We have high schools in the country that don't even give number grades. And so when a college gets the admissions dossier for a kid, they have to, contextualize it with every other application. And so they will unweight the GPA, first of all, so that they have a number. There are some schools, Caltech is one of them, they completely recalculate the GPA based on their own factors, which they are proprietary. They don't release those. And so removing the GPA as the focus then gets the college looking at the transcript, which is really where they need to begin anyway. So they want to look at the rigor of the courses on the student's transcript. That does not mean that every single course on the transcript has to be an advanced placement, an IB class. That's not what that means. They want to look at the high school the kid came from, what the high school offered, and what the kid took advantage of. And so it is completely appropriate for a student to have a balanced schedule that allows time to explore extracurricular activities, that has, on-level classes and subjects that are not either interesting to the student or that the student is not strong in. Again, rigor on the transcript does not mean letters in front of every class. So they look at trends with grades. Did you have a rough freshman year where you couldn't really get a hold on things academically, and then as you matured, things got better? They look at that. Did you increase rigor over time? Did you decrease rigor over time? If you did decrease the rigor over time, why? They want to see evidence of academic risk-taking. One of my IB seniors comes to mind this year. He took BC Calc just because he wanted to. He didn't have to, but he took it. And so that's going to speak highly for him when he gets into the college admissions process. Colleges want to know how students spent their time. And so you've got academic time and non-academic time. Did you take advantage of the resources that we have at our school? Were you involved in extracurriculars? And they want to see longevity in a few extracurriculars. They do not want to see you being involved in 15 extracurricular activities, because all that means is that you couldn't devote a significant amount of time to all of them. They want to see evidence of leadership or increased responsibility over time. They also want to know how you plan to leverage the resources at the college. I can't emphasize that enough. If you apply to a school just because it has a fancy name or seems to be elite, when they go about interviewing you and reading your essays and statements, which are the prompts are going to be things like, what do you plan to do while you're here? They're not going to admit you if it becomes obvious that you've just picked that school because it's fancy. And so you need to really decide where you want to go to school based on what that school can offer you and how you plan to integrate into the student body, how you plan to take advantage of the academic programs that they offer. If there is a professor that you want to do research with, or if there is some particular thing about that school that is important to the major you want to pursue. That's all stuff you need to consider when you're looking at a college. Colleges have moved over the past probably 4 years to holistic admission, which means they really, really look at recommendation letters, essays, and personal statements, and they really weigh heavily the interview. I'm happy to tell you stories about interviews that kids have had, not in this presentation, but if you need more context about that, you can certainly reach out to me. But I can't stress enough, your essays and your personal statements, and then the quality of your recommendation letters, they need to come from someone who knows you and knows your academic work and contribution. If you're going to get a recommendation letter from someone who is just going to rehash your resume, that is not going to do anything for your college app. So I hope this slide has given you a little bit of context to the college admissions process and how that tends to tether to advanced placement and advanced course choices, and why it's okay to kind of let go of thinking you need to rack up a whole bunch of advanced placement classes, because that truly isn't going to be the difference maker that you think it will be. What about IB? Well, I have a whole separate video about IB, and so if you are interested in pursuing an IB diploma and you're in 10th grade, Number one, I want you to watch that video. Number two, I'd like for you to plan to attend the meeting that we've scheduled for current sophomores and their parents. Right now, that meeting is set as a webinar because we don't know. I'm recording this video in November, and I don't know right now if we're going to be able to host anything in person next spring. And so if we can host it in person, fantastic. And we will communicate the location and all of that, as well as whatever protocols ahead of time. If not, it will be a webinar. Either way, further info will get communicated to you well ahead of time. So if you have further questions, you can reach out to me directly. My email address is here on the screen. It's Shelly. There's only one E in my first name. .holmes@allenisd.org. I can respond to an email far more quickly than I can respond to a phone call. And so email really is the best way to reach me. There is also going to be a general frequently asked questions Google form for course selection. And so that's going to be a document students and parents can send us questions in, and then the questions will be routed to the person who can answer them. And so I'm going to get the advanced academics question, and I'll respond to those fairly quickly. So that's the end of my presentation. Thanks for sticking with me through 15 slides and about half an hour of talking. I hope this gave you some information to help you make good choices with course selection, and certainly reach out to me if I can answer any further questions. Thank you so much.